you ready for this? Dun, 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 dun. It is time for the wonderful woman.
Why did you dun? Oh, is that supposed to like Ben-Hur?
I don't know. I forgot the Wonder Woman.
Your
theme song.
segues are so bad.
It was so bad today.
Bad.
What's the theme song? We'll go back and do it again. Ready?
Wonder Woman. It's just her name. It's not hard to think. Isn't that hard to remember?
All right, we're going to go back again. Ready? We'll go back in time. You ready for the next topic?
Yeah,
Wonder
Woman.
Sure. No, she definitely has a theme song.
Yeah, that's the theme song.
That's not just the theme song.
That's the theme song from the 70s. Linda Carter. Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman.
That's it?
That's it. And they replay it again.
just to give you...
It's someone screaming at you. It's like, we get it.
Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah.
What we got to talk about with this is that Wonder Woman as a comic book in the DC continuity has reached issue 750, a giant milestone that few and far comics have succeeded with. We know, obviously, Action Comics and Detective Comics have reached that and broke it because they're in the thousands now. But our real conversation piece with this Wonder Woman 750, we're going to do a quick review of the stories. I'm going to leave that to my man Chris here. But also, we're going to discuss whether or not this is a key issue or not. All right, so Chris.
Yep.
What happens in issue 750 from the Woman?
From the Woman?
Just keep going.
I saw you like trying to put your mouth back together after that one.
My mouth fell apart.
Yeah, it's an okay issue. It's like an Action 1000 or Detective 1000. It's got a bunch of stories with a bunch of different creators, you know, kind of like your 10, 12 page spread. It's a 92-page giant.
It's a big book.
Yeah, it's a huge book. But, you know, it kind of finished up the story arc in the beginning that it's going through, and then everyone kind of told their own stories.
So, out of this issue, so, like you said, it's, a lot of small stories from a lot of artists paying tribute to Wonder Woman.
Yeah, which is great.
What's one of the big stories in here that, like, yo, you need to read this book because this story is just fantastic?
Honestly, it's really odd. The biggest story for me was Scott Snyder's story, which isn't surprising if anybody knows me.
He's a good writer.
He did the last story in the book.
Okay.
And I'm mentioning it because even though this point has nothing to do with Wonder Woman, he kind of did...
The story has nothing to do with Wonder Woman?
No, it does, but like the point I'm making about why you should read it has nothing to do with Wonder Woman. He basically did a kind of retelling of her origin on Themyscira and kind of like an inner monologue of her process of training and what it's like, growing up as a princess to almost like an unknown country, an unknown area, and the way that they view man's world and the way that they view things. And you see like kind of her going through her training simulations and fighting. But at the end, we get kind of like this, like, when she shows up on man's world, she's kind of like this, like, almost like Thor, like godly being. And the people that are watching her are the Justice Society of America. And we see Alan Scott with his glowing Green Lantern ring, and that's what I think Scott's going to be writing next. I think this was kind of like a hint, like, hey, I'm going to be doing JSA.
Oh, I would like JSA.
Which, that got me more excited than, like, the Wonder Woman stories,
He's not
unfortunately.
doing anymore, right?
He's, no, the last issue came out this week, and 39 is his last issue.
So now...
And Vendetti's going to take over.
I think, because he introduced a JSA in the Justice League book. Now we're seeing it again in Wonder Woman.
And he also just put out, him and Capullo put out a picture today. Looks like they're doing a sequel to Dark Knight's Metal.
I saw that with Wonder Woman.
With the chainsaw staff thing. Right? Looks badass as hell.
So, the other
badass as hell? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, we'll go.
So, the other thing we want to address with this is, Wonder Woman here, issue 750. As you might assume, there are numerous variant covers, right? Yes. We're getting artists and from all over. You can see them down below, right over here. You're going to see some of the variant covers, all laid out beautifully. Thank you very much. Yep. And Chris, brought this to my attention. We at first weren't going to talk about this because we are not huge Wonder Woman fans, but you know what? We kind of have to because it's a huge issue. Mm-hmm. But the concern of these kind of books, these, I guess, what do you call them? Not iconic, like...
Well, they're giants. They're giant. They're landmark giant issues, yeah. Yes.
Like the 750, the 100, the 300. Mm-hmm. And they all have all these variants. It's like, all right, is this really needed? Is this book that valuable? Is this milestone that big that we need a book over it. We need all these variant covers. Because you told me that Erica, your girlfriend, bought all the variant covers.
Yeah, she's also a huge Wonder Woman fan.
Yeah, I get that.
I will say, I think the total variants of this Wonder Woman collection, the talent, well, they're like $10 each.
Okay.
So you spend $100 on $10.
Wow.
But I think the total talent of these covers are better than the detective and action main variant covers.
The names or the visuals? Because I just looked at them. I think they don't look as good as the others.
Well, I do. I think some of them look a lot better than the others. I think the talent names, though, are the biggest thing.
Okay, so what are some of the big names?
Your J. Scott Campbells, your Jim Lees, your Adam Hughes, George Perez, Josh Middleton, Jenny Frisson, all these people. And
a lot of heavy hitters.
A lot of heavy hitters, especially for this character. But the reason I brought this up originally was to talk to Rob about when Action 1000 came up.
Yeah.
It was the first of its kind. Obviously, Superman's the first ever superhero, and it's naturally going to get there quicker. But there was such a huge lead up to that book.
There was.
There was anticipation. Mm-hmm. There was... Oh my God, what variants? They're doing this? They're doing decade variants? What? They're doing a variant for every decade of his existence where his costume changes? And we gotta... Me and Rob have to look at all of them. Did you see this one? Did you see this one?
Yeah.
They're doing an 80th anniversary Superman hardcover book.
That was cool.
With stories that Joe Shuster and that weren't published and all this crazy stuff. And then Detective. Oh, they're doing it again? Cool. Oh, these covers are really cool. Oh, man, that's really cool. I got to get these anyway.
And there's also 1,000.
And there's also 1,000. And it's huge. Oh, they're also doing the hardcover book. Awesome. That's awesome. Oh,
80 years.
80 years. Denny O'Neil's doing a new story that finishes off his arc.
Awesome.
And now we're getting to a point where it's
750?
Hey,
oh, okay.
Wonder Woman 750, but it's technically your 80th anniversary. Here's a billion variants for you to buy. And the regular book is $10.
They should have just done an 80. If it's 80 years, they should have just done the 80-year hardcover.
I agree.
And just leave it at that.
Here's
like marketing, like 750. That's a nice number.
But it's not 800. It's not a nice round number.
But it's like a quarter, 3/4,
100%
to 100.
Yeah.
Oh wow, you're 3/4 of the way there.
Yeah.
There we go. I get it, but
here's the other thing, right?
I don't think there should have been 10 variants. But you know what? People are going to buy them.
Oh, there's more than 10. There's more than 10.
I know. Erica bought a lot of them.
She did. She bought the main ones.
So they're going to do it because people will buy them.
100%. But here's the thing. It diminishes almost, and not because it's Wonder Woman at all, because the next one that comes out, I'm going to think, oh, Wonder Woman was much better than this. Because we're getting Robin in March, which is like an 80th year special #1.
Yeah.
Which is going to have decade variants and a billion variants.
Sure.
We're getting a Joker one.
Oh.
In April, which everyone's going to buy because it's Joker. And we're getting a Catwoman one.
Ooh.
Which every girl's going to buy because it's Catwoman. So it's like, which every girl's going to buy because it's Catwoman. So anyway, it's going to be almost like this, like, hey, look at these crazy artists we got doing these decade variants for this special edition book.
Oh my God.
Don't worry about the stories.
Here's all my money.
Like, that's what it is. Yeah. And it's a grab bag, and I don't know what, obviously it's very early, right? It's January still. I don't know what DC's plans are for this year.
Well, technically, this might be February by the time people see this.
Why? Oh, it's the 30th. It's
31st.
The 30th. Oh, today's the 30th. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But again,
you're like, what? What are you talking about?
Why are you talking about time travel? Damn it! This isn't X-Men.
Go ahead.
So my thing is this: you and I have talked to death about marketing and grab bags and comic books looking for that next big, just kind of money push. We know what Marvel's going to do. They're going to do an event every year.
Of course.
They're going to do a big event every year in the summer that's going to cross over a bunch of stuff and ruin another bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And we talked about Empire a little bit. I'm not excited for Empire.
I'm still going to get it.
I'm going to get it, obviously. I'm excited that Dan Slott's a part of it. I like Dan Slott.
He's a nice man.
Al Ewing is also running it, who's
fantastic.
Been killing Hulk.
Literally.
And Guardians, his first issue was phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's fun. It's fun. It's pedal to the metal. But
my pile,
yeah.
Bro.
Oh, I'm sure. Always. His pile is always ridiculous. He can't. You can't keep up. It's like he's like, oof, man, did I get through that? And like it's like the comedy where the guy just adds more files to the desk,
just like a truck hits me in the face,
and just opens up, beep, and just the files pour out.
They're like, oh, Rob, you took time to read an indie book? Great. I hope you really like that. Here, boop.
Hope you enjoyed yourself, douchebag.
Here's a whole ton of Young Justice League things. Here's 12 issues of Daredevil.
Yeah, it never ends. But yeah, I'm saying, but the main reason for this is to me is the start of, oh, we're gonna make so much money just doing whatever.
Yeah, of course.
And I don't know if, again, I don't know if there's a point to this besides, with DC, everything's gonna hit early. It's the first major superhero company. You're gonna get Wonder Woman to 80th. You're gonna get Robin, Catwoman, Joker are all hitting their 80th this year.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a fatigue of these massive books and these variants and no one can keep up with this much stuff?
It's people are going to buy. They're like, all right, you know what? I don't buy comics all the time, but I'm going to buy this key issue. Mm-hmm. So that way, even if I'm like a pseudo collector or a part-time collector,
I have the big ones.
I have 100, I have 2, I have 3, I have 4, I have 750, I have 1,000. Oh, the hardcovers, that I think applies to a more of a niche audience. Yeah. But still, even like, a regular fan who doesn't buy active comic books. 80 years of Batman. I'm going to buy this. That's a great
buy a
idea.
$25 hardcover with new storyline.
It's not even that. The fact that this is 80 years. People are going to be like, oh, cool. This is 80 years of Batman.
With a Jim Lee drawing on it.
I can see like my mom going to the store. Like, she doesn't know what comics to buy. She does, but like, I'm like, here, Mom, buy these comics for me. Mm-hmm. That's what I want for Christmas. Here's a whole list. Buy any. I don't care.
Buy these comics, Mom. Buy them.
I told her to pick 3. And she's like, oh, I'll just buy these 3. And I'm like, don't tell me, but okay.
See, I couldn't do that because of, grade value and all that. It's too much.
No, I don't do that.
I can't do it.
I tried to do that. I just now make them buy graphic novels and hardcover.
Oh, yeah, that's so much easier.
I was like, hell.
So much easier.
I make them buy pretty much every year. I was like, just buy me the TNT hardcovers.
If you're buying a single issue, you might want to do that yourself.
Yeah, I did that once. Did well. Bought me Dark Knight Returns.
Okay.
But she bought. Then the following year, she got me it again. She didn't realize. I'm like, I have to.
Getting signed by Frankie.
Yeah. But where was I? Yes, but this is something like, like a mom or somebody who doesn't know, like, oh my God, my son loves Batman. Let me buy this.
Yeah.
And here you go. It's something you see at Target. Like, oh, cool. Let me get this. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. So I think that's going to do well. I don't think those are ever going away.
Yeah.
I don't think the decade variants are going anyway because you're going to have diehard fans of that. Buy all of them because they have to.
I mean, I love blank variants because I love getting sketches.
Yeah.
I'm a big blank guy of like, oh, this looks good or this doesn't look that good.
I don't think we're ever going to get hit the fatigue. I don't think it's going to get to a point where people are going to be like, oh, I'm tired of this.
Every couple months dropping $100 for one book.
Well, that's if you're a super diehard collector and you're buying all the characters.
Yeah.
Like maybe for you, you're like, all right, I'll buy the Batman. I'll buy Catwoman and Joker. Those are my favorites. The other ones, not so much. Mm-hmm. Some people are like, oh, I just want the females because, female empowerment. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to buy these and make sure that gets it. Oh, I only want the villains. Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't see a lot of people buying Robin, but maybe people are like, oh, I love Batman. I have to get all the Robins. That's what I collect.
Well, I'm definitely going to get at least the regular of the Robin so I could read it because I want to, I think also with the Batman and the action, we had some great stories.
Very good.
We had stories that made us cry. We had, me.
I cried.
We cried during stories, and we broke those. Like, if you go back in our logs, we broke down Action 1000. We broke down Detective 1000. We talked about all those story arcs.
So were the stories in here not as good as those?
No,
I believe it.
They were not. They were a lot weaker. There were some good stories, and I think Snyder's story is good. I think Gail Simone did a great job in her story.
These kind of,
but some of them were just like there to make sure they had content.
A lot of these books, not necessarily these key issue like these big 500,000, 300, but a lot of the books that like they do a lot for holiday events.
Yeah,
it's a bunch of stories in between. You're gonna get some great ones. You're gonna get some mediocre ones.
Marvel used to do that like Avengers Christmas special.
Yeah, and then sometimes they're all just bland. So that's kind of what you run in this book. So now I think we want to throw the question to you guys.
Yes.
Did you pick up Wonder Woman 750? Is this something you are planning to buy? Are you going to get the hardcover version of this book?
They're definitely going to make that. Yeah, they're going to make the ultimate edition.
And more importantly, do you think we're going to hit a fatigue where we're getting too many variants and too many of these legacy books as a money grab? Please let me know down in the comments below. I'd be very appreciative.
Me too.